guy comes in and says, I need some help. I think I'm a moth. And the dentist said, well, I'm a dentist. I think you really need a therapist or a psychologist or psychiatrist, something like that. And he said, why did you come here? He said, your light was on. That's the best I can do. It's the only joke I can think of.
Come on, let's hear it for
him. Okay, that's enough of that nonsense. Things are going to be much better from now on. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rough and Tumble.
That was really nice of Terry to pretend like everyone else's shows are under-attended as well. That's very, very sweet.
That's very sweet.
We did pay him to say that, so.
We also came because the lights were on, so thanks for being here tonight.
Okay. Yeah. You don't say much, and so you buy it. I'm ungrateful, but at least I tried. Ain't open arms if I come home. So for longer, a while longer, I think I'll run. Said you almost choked from laughing when I cried. I guess it hurt. And I'm smiling like a possum eating thistle briars. I stole your words. You took your turn. Well, you can't spend what you don't earn, and all you made went back into the dirt. I read your Bible, reap what you sow, and I'm the only, am I the only weed you grow? You said you almost choked from laughing when I cried. I guess it hurt. And I'm biting down on fiberglass and thistle briars. I took your word. And you lost your turn. Out there when the lake frogs croak, the only sound to drown the meanness of your joke. One thicker skin from your kin, but I stayed fragile as the frogs. And I sing louder, 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 so much louder. I sing louder than they ever did. So we just got back from California. We had to fly out to California for a week, and then we just flew back. We got back yesterday morning, and this dog is constantly touching me since we got back. Like usually she'll just kind of lay back there and be pretty chill, but like every other lyric, she just like reaches out and touches me. So
just making sure you're there. We don't even know whose dog this is.
fly, didn't I wait? Didn't I wait? Hawk in the meadow with a robin on the ghetto fly, didn't I wait? High fly, didn't I wait? Didn't I wait? Hawk in the meadow with a robin on the ghetto fly, didn't I wait? All through the winter waiting for the ice to break, oh fly, didn't I wait? Now I'm just a river running looking for a name. High fly, didn't I wait? High fly, didn't I wait? Didn't I wait? Hawk in the meadow with a robin on the ghetto fly, didn't I wait? Blood is rolling down over the mountain with the rain, oh fly, didn't I wait? Belly filling up, but I've been looking for a change, oh high fly, didn't I wait? High fly, didn't I wait? Didn't I wait? Hawk in the meadow with a robin on the ghetto fly, didn't I wait? I've been waiting for the day to break. Are you on your way? Didn't I wait? Oh, didn't I wait? Oh, I've been waiting for the day to break. I've been waiting for the day to break. I've been waiting for the day to break. Sun's coming up and the maple tree awake. Oh, didn't I wait? Sugar in the branches and sugar in the vein. I fly, didn't I wait? Plugging 40 gallons for a bucket full of taste. Oh, didn't I wait? Sugar in the cupboard and sugar for the weight. Oh, didn't I wait? High fly, didn't I wait? Didn't I wait? Hawk in the meadow with a robin on the ghetto fly, didn't I? High fly, high fly. Oh, I'm not waiting for the day to break. I'm not waiting for the day to break. No, I'm not waiting for the day to break. 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 No, I'm not waiting for the day to break. Didn't I wait?
Well, thank you so much. It is fantastic to be back here at Riverdog. This is our third time here. This is the third location we've been in here. First time was in the barn. First time I guess was in the gallery. Second time was in the barn, and now we're here, and it is so.
They just keep making us further and further away. We're not offended, I don't think.
Well, we are the Rough and Tumble. I'm Scott Tyler. This is my partner Mallory Graham. This is our dog Mud Puddle up here. Her name's Mud Puddle because she looks like a mud puddle. And we live in that 16-foot camper that's parked over there. You can hold your applause.
We've been in there for about 6 years now. I do feel uncomfortable now that we gave you our home address, but I don't really know you.
But it's just the three of us and Magpie May, who is she's a 115-pound Mastiff who sings along with all of our songs.
Which is why she's not invited. You still might hear her, though, from this distance. But a few months ago, we were visiting my sister in Florida, and by visiting, I mean we parked in her backyard and showed no sign of leaving for about 3 months. And so we were taking a walk in the neighborhood, and we happened to look down, and we saw what we thought was a mouse in a glue trap. And so we did what anyone would do in that situation, and we picked it up and we took it home to my sister's house, and then we
tried to get the mouse off of the glue trap and were successful.
Yeah.
And then she started to clean herself and got her own paw stuck to her face, which was so cute, right? So we were very invested at that point. And so then we decided to build a tiny terrarium and hide it from the rest of the family so we didn't get in trouble. And she made it. After 2 days, she finally made it. And so we were so excited. And we called the local wildlife rescue and we said, we found this mouse. We've nursed it back to health. How do we release it back into the wild? And they said, you don't, because that is not a mouse, that's a hamster. Also, congratulations on your new hamster. So to review.
That is 2 humans, 2 adult human beings.
2 adult human dogs.
All of these musical instruments.
And this isn't even all of our stuff. Not to brag, but this isn't even all of our stuff.
1 teeny tiny
The smallest hamster. Half an ounce of hamster.
All in 16 foot of camper space.
This song is called Baggage.
Well, I got a bone to pick with you from back when we were younger. It's 4 in the morning, we're getting home late from a weekend at your brother's. We've been fighting our little thing, the words couldn't get out stronger. Said, what's the matter, keeping all the baggage in the middle of the bed tonight? What's the matter, keeping all the baggage in the middle of the bed tonight? Oh, babe, I'd rather throw it down with you than throw you out and go without you now. A few years later, yeah, we got a little doggy with all of the covers. It's big and drilly and a little bit stinky, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We've been fighting our little thing. She called to her mother, said, what's the matter with keeping little doggies in the middle of the bed tonight? What's the matter with keeping little doggies in the middle of the bed tonight? Oh, babe, I'd rather throw it down with you than throw you out and go without you now. Oh, babe, oh, babe, let's throw it down so I don't have to throw you out and go without you now. That's Mallory Graham on the kalimba.
Thank you so much. Did you just call me Mallory Glam?
Mallory
though?
Glam, yeah.
I feel like that's my glam rock project, actually. I'm inspired. I have to leave now.
It's the end of the band as you know it.
Well, I've been thinking while we've been drinking all night till it gets real early. Not the headaches, anything, it's the memories that'll finally get me. We can take any little thing and turn to a fight. Oh, what's the matter with keeping liquor bottles in the middle of the bed tonight? What's the matter with keeping little doggies in the middle of the bed tonight? Hey, what's the matter with keeping all the baggage in the middle of the bed tonight?
I think I just saw my breath for the first time.
I thought I saw my breath too.
It's like that's the sign that we're actually going to make it through this year. We live in a tin can on wheels, and it is so hot all summer, and we're just so grateful when we see our breath again.
Yeah, and about by September, we just think, oh, this is forever.
This is yeah.
It's never going to cool down. And
Which,
then,
I mean, truthfully, well, let's not go there.
oh yeah,
We're not ready yet.
Yeah, here we go.
You don't need to call me by my name. You don't need to call me by my name. You can call out to the maple trees, they'll hear you just the same.
You don't need to call me by my name. You don't need to eat what you've been served. You don't need to eat what you've been served. You can run out to the cornfield, bramble berries for dessert. You don't need to eat what you've been served. You can stand there sticking at your old front door, shake the dust you swore you'd hold. You may not belong here anymore. You're not going alone. You're not going alone. You don't need to set your clock by me. You don't need to set your clock by me. You can set it to the words below the last to move your feet. You don't need to set your clock by me. You can stand there sticking at your old front door, shake the dust you swore you'd hold. You may not belong here anymore. You're not going alone. No, I wish I were an orphan sometimes, with the white sky and the fierce lightning and the hot tail leaning over white eyes. I'm all feather praying tail light. You don't need to run and hop that train. You don't need to run and hop that train. Runner.
Let's take that verse again.
You don't need to run and hop that train. You don't need to run and hop that train. You can keep on walking, you're bound for glory just the same. You don't need to run. Don't you stand there sticking at your old front door, shake the dust you swore you'd hold. You may not belong here anymore. You're not going alone. You're not going alone. You're not going alone.
Thank you,
My dreads
folks.
are making you nervous.
No one noticed.
So we just had this conversation. I think it actually wigged you out. You don't want to talk about it now?
I think it was seeing my breath that
just
that really
distracted you?
it really just got me.
We also had this discussion recently where somebody asked us, "Hey, do you guys memorize all of the lyrics? Like when you're on stage, do you memorize them?" And Scott promptly said, "Well, Mallory does." And
I just faked my way through it.
and then I told him about how like that's kind of we've been a band now for what 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
10 years now we've been a band, and every time Scott gets that look in his eye, he kind of looks at me, and then I start mouthing the words, and he's like, "Okay, I got it." But with this most recent record, we're also married, and so I like to be very petty about some things, and so for this recent record, I said, "You know what? You're on your own this time. You have to learn all the lyrics. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to help you anymore." And it's actually been completely fine for the most part. But since we just had that conversation with somebody, I think it wigged Scott out.
Really, yeah.
And I left you hanging there. And I thought, I think it's much funnier.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't so much see the humor in it. But if everybody else thinks it's funny, then I do too. Well, that seems like a perfect way to announce that we have a brand new record. It came out in February of this year. It's called "We're Only Family If You Say So."
Apparently Only I didn't just say so.
You didn't, yeah. It is kind of a breakup record with family.
Not even kind of.
It is a breakup record with family.
Yeah. It's been a very tumultuous year, I think, for a lot of families, and the pandemic actually had nothing to do with with that for us. We kind of got a head start on splitting up with our family, but with my family in particular. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. So the record's called "We're Only Family If You Say So," and we've been playing this summer. We've been doing a lot of outdoor shows. We actually had the good fortune of playing 3 lighthouses up on Lake Michigan. Yeah, and
we brag a lot, so buckle in.
So sorry about that. It was so much fun. There were these really great family-friendly events, and we thought it was going to be really difficult to sell a record, to families on vacation called "We're Only Family If You Say So." But it turns out that is the perfect time to sell families
that is
a record.
exactly when families are thinking about breaking up, and so man, we really
I can't do another one of these.
We did so well that weekend. That was a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
So in writing this record, we tried very hard with my family for a lot of years, and we truthfully still have a lot of hope for reconciliation, and I think we're even starting to see some movement in that direction, and we're excited about that. But before we were excited about reconciliation, we had to sometimes you need a little break, and sometimes they need a longer break. And so before though that we split up with them, I started doing a lot of research. I really wanted to know how my family worked, how they ticked. And so I started to really dig into the family history to get to know them, because you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And so there's this one story that I love. I've loved this story since I was a kid, since I was 5 years old and was told this story. I grew up in western Pennsylvania, on a hill, on a compound with. I don't think it was a cult. To be determined on the next record, I think. But we lived up there with my parents and my grandma and some great aunts and uncles, and that's the only people who were ever allowed up there. And grandma, she lived in the back. She was starting to get very sick, and so she called the immediate family together, as well as some of the extended family, onto the compound, and she showed them the cash box, because grandma did not trust the banks. And so she has this cash box, and inside is an envelope with every person in the family's name on each individual one. And she said, "Now this is it. This is all my cash. This is all of your inheritance. It's sitting right here." And we said, "Okay." And she said, "So when I pass, you make sure you get this cash box out, and everybody has an envelope." And we said, "Okay, grandma, everything's going to be okay." And so she did. She did not get better, and so she passed away. And the next morning, the extended family came on to the compound to help, with everything. And they got there, and grandma's car wasn't there anymore, and neither was any of her jewelry. And so they immediately went to the cash box, and it wasn't there. And so they went to my parents, and they said, "What is happening here?" And they said, "You're not going to believe this. This is crazy." So in the middle of the night, we saw these headlights come up the driveway. And we didn't think anything of it, but then when we got over here, we realized that the hospice nurse that was here, she called her boyfriend up in the middle of the night, and they packed everything up, and they're gone, which was crazy. And I think that is such a fantastic story. And so I did trade my inheritance for it, and so we wrote this song. The really fun part about it, well, it depends on who you talk to, but I think what the really fun part was that everybody was like, "Well, wait a second, maybe at the last second grandma decided, no, under the bed is not a good place for a cash box. I'm gonna get up real quick and I'm gonna bury it in the backyard." And so everybody kind of went into the backyard and started digging it up for about 2 days, and this is gonna be a shocker, but they didn't find it. So we wrote this song. It's called "My Inheritance," and then we released the record here in February. And after we released the record, about a week later, my extended family called me. They talked to me now that I don't talk to my immediate family, and they said, "Mallory, how's it going?" We said, "Good." And then they said, "Nice record." I said, thank you. And they said, we do have a couple of questions. It's concerning the My Inheritance song. What's that about? And I said, oh, you know the story about the nurse and the boyfriend, and then they're gone. And they said, we know what the story is, but we'd like to know what you think the story is. And so I told them the story that I just told you. And there was a very, very long pause. And then they said, oh, Mallory. And I said, what? And they said, there was no nurse. I heard someone gasp. I did not gasp. I just took this blindly. I was like, oh, okay, that's a very interesting part of the story. And about an hour after we had hung up, I realized what that had meant. I realized that they had just handed me the game of Clue, but instead of it saying Clue on the front, it just says, Mallory, your parents took all of the money. What's wrong with you? And so that makes an even better story, I think. But we still have to sell these records. And so we're all going to pretend like we don't know the new part of the story, that it was actually just a nurse and her boyfriend, and they took everything and ran. You think?
I think so.
Okay. So the song is called My Inheritance. She buried her money in the backyard, the green she couldn't carry from the earth. She told only her nurse, and that nurse she told her boyfriend, and they sped off with everything we're worth. So Dad and his brother and his nephew spent days trying to dig on up some truth, while Grandma lay tight-lipped under the ground around her should-haves, and those shovels came down harder than the cancer ever could. Don't got a light, don't got a map, don't got good intentions or a way of getting back. I've been chasing after scattered ashes. Brother found a better deal the South way. Nephew hung around as long as he could, but there are $1 million ideas every other lot around here, and he never gonna find them by playing in the dirt. Daddy, he's still digging for a living. Grandma, she's still digging in her heels. And if there's buried treasure, well, it wouldn't really matter. Money can't bring back a daughter that you brought of dirt and steel. Don't got a light, don't got a map, don't got good intentions or a way of getting back. I've been sifting through this hourglass, chasing after scattered ashes. Is this my inheritance? Is this my inheritance? Ooh. Don't got a light, don't got a map, don't got good intentions. Don't got a light, don't got a map, don't got good intentions or a way of getting back. I've been sifting through this hourglass. Don't tell me that the past is past while I'm chasing after scattered ashes. Don't got a light,
Don't got a light,
don't got a map,
don't got a man,
don't got a light,
got a light,
don't got a map,
got a man,
don't got a light,
don't got a man,
don't got a map,
got a man,
don't got a light,
got a light,
coming back,
ain't coming back,
ain't coming back, ain't coming back, ain't coming back, ain't coming back, ain't coming back, ain't coming back, ain't coming back, ain't coming back, ain't coming back. You can count on that. That's back. You want to just keep digging in, Scott?
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right. Here's another one from that record. It's called "Nothing Broke My Heart." It's a song about how maybe how your mom ghosted you and isn't calling you. Well, maybe not your mom in particular. Just my mom, actually, just mine. And so then you just say you've been there too.
They're twinsies.
I mean, we could be related. There's a lot of secrets in this family. I don't know. So she maybe didn't call me back for a little bit. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna write a song about how she didn't call me back, and then we're gonna put it on this record, and then we're gonna release this record out for everyone, hoping that she gets the message. But then once the record's out, you think to yourself, maybe that wasn't the best way to get your mom to call you back. But it's a pleasant song.
Yeah, it's very chipper. It's called Nothing Broke My Heart.
Aren't you supposed to love me? Didn't I keep your dirt? Didn't I do and do? We've been splitting blood and time is all we got left to kill. So I'm waiting around, hoping you will. What did she say about me? There's sugar in the well and poison in the creek. She been splitting dimes and hairs, and I can't find you anywhere, even when you're smiling there in front of me. I keep showing up for nothing. You keep saying nothing's wrong. If there's nothing left here to be forgotten, I won't start. But nothing took your tongue and broke my heart.
You know, I realized why you all reacted the way you did when we said that we saw our breath in the air, and it's because you see we've been in hot places for most of the last year, and you've been in Ohio, I assume. And
So it was like snowing
maybe,
up until 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah. So maybe that wasn't the same. This next song is called Joni, and it's about what the world would be like if we had all listened to Joni Mitchell.
Why didn't we listen to Joni and the song that she had sung? She was crying for our apples, now we're crying for the spots on our lawn. Farmer gotta make a living, corporate gotta cut their dime. Why didn't we listen to Joni back when we had the time? parishioners gone blind. Why don't we listen to the red tail while we still have the time? While we have the time. Why don't we listen to the call in the wilderness and the warm October wind? Can hardly breathe between the cornfields that we can't eat and the highway that never ends. There's oil in the water, there's war inside those drums. When will we listen to the call? When will we listen to the call? While we have the time, while we have the time, while we have the time, while we have the time. Ooh. I was listening to Joni on a cold autumnal day. Was in a big yellow taxi I watched take my old man away. Said he gotta make a living and the Lord will come in time. He can't hear me or Joni, can't even hear the spotted apple of his eye. Ooh, ba 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 ba. Ooh, ba 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 ba. Ooh, ba 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 ba. Ooh.
Well, we have a couple songs left, and then we're going to take a short break. At which point you can do a number of things. You can visit with your neighbor. You can refill your drinks. You can go visit the merchandise table.
Oh, what a good idea, Scott.
Is there
Yeah,
merchandise?
yeah. There's merchandise. Yeah, who saw that one coming?
Not me.
We have a lot of really fun stuff, including vinyl records.
Yeah.
If show of hands, does anybody here have a record player? Okay, we are coming for you
We are
and you
coming for
and
you.
you.
Called turntable.
Yeah, we are. We're on this quest to find people all across the United States who have turntables, so that they can take these very heavy vinyl records off of our hands. Because remember, vinyl records are very heavy when you buy them in bulk, and they melt in the heat.
Yeah.
And if you recall, we live in a 16-foot camper.
Yeah. So every half a pound helps our axle. So it's really a desperate plea.
Actually, you're not telling us the records are warped, are you?
No. No, actually, so...
My
so,
vibrato gets really wild on these ones.
No, in those lighthouses we played, we took in like, we had to find a sitter for our dogs. We couldn't take anything, but we brought those records
They go everywhere we go.
everywhere with us. So
Please take them.
we also have T-shirts, and the same thing goes for T-shirts. If you are somebody who wears T-shirts,
Yeah.
or just clothes in general, please consider picking up a shirt.
I guess t-shirts in a pinch can also be pants if you turn them upside down. So
Yeah, I've never seen you do it, but
I haven't been in that much of a pinch, I guess.
we also have CDs. Last year we put out this spooky album called "Be Good Little Children," and we put together a book of short stories that go along with it, and that's back there this evening.
Scott, they get it. It's a lot of
A
stuff.
lot of stuff. So go see us back there after.
Or are you still
the-
tuning? Do you want me to?
Yeah, no. I'm good. I was just. We'll tell you more. Okay, here we go. This song's called "The Hardest Part."
is over. The hardest part is over. Yeah, the hardest part is over. Till the next hardest part. I was named for the struggle. Weight shifting, arms lifting, headstrong and hitting what's not coming. Well, you were named for the road. Yeah, the hardest part is over. The hardest part is over. Yeah, the hardest part is over. Till the next hardest part. There's a headlight out there somewhere. Oh, beckoning, what's wrecking? As with every step in the wrong direction. There's a porch light waiting here. Yeah, the hardest part is over. The hardest part is over. Yeah, the hardest part is over. Till the next hardest part. You can promise me never if you promise me forever. Oh, oh, oh. You can promise me never if you said we'd be together. Oh, oh, oh. I'll never hurt that way again. I'll never hurt that way again. I'm not still standing here for nothing. Nose dripping, eyes flicking, calling shots and making ultimatums. Don't let the road rise up to meet you. Don't let the road rise up to meet you. You're not still standing for nothing either. Yeah, the hardest part is over. Yeah, the hardest part is over. Yeah, the hardest part is over. The hardest part is over. Yeah, the hardest part is over. Till the next hardest part. Yeah, the hardest part is over. Till the next hardest part.
Time flies when you're doing something.
Yeah, time does. Yeah, time does fly when you're doing something. That's the way the saying goes. Thank you so much for being here tonight, folks. It is so good to see you. Let's give a round of applause real quick to our hosts, to Terry and Deborah. Thank you for having us out. As I mentioned,
Terry did say earlier that we were going to put on a show like there's 1,000 people here, but he also told us that you all were going to buy merch like there's 1,000 people here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you after this.
Is there merch?
yeah, that's going to be a long line back there.
What kind of merch you got? You got merch? Really?
You know, there are a couple other things that I want to point out. During this pandemic, Mallory has been making journals out of like old library books.
Not like discarded library.
Discarded
I don't
book.
owe any fines at this time.
She's an upstanding member of the Nashville Library. And so go check those out. Those are really...
Scott?
Yeah, you are upstanding. Yeah. But we also have nose flutes. I don't think we had nose flutes the last time we were here. But
you would know.
You would know
if we
had nose flutes
here. Yeah, we've there are more recent development, and by recent I mean in the last couple of years. But there was the lost year, if you don't remember, and so we don't count that year. we started carrying them. So I was gifted a nose flute a few years ago, and here, let me show it to you. This is a nose flute. Does this look familiar to anyone? Okay. Are you a nose? Are you a nose flautist? Nose flute?
Yes.
You are.
It's been a while, but yes.
Okay. Oh, it's been a while. Okay, so you're a little rusty. Is that what you would call it when it's a nose flute?
I think it's phlegmy. Nasally.
Okay. All right. We're gonna move on because COVID.
COVID.
Okay. So I was given this nose flute, and the guy said, now next time you come through Savannah, we were in Savannah, he says, next time you come through Savannah, I expect that you will incorporate it into your set, which is always the stipulation with things that we didn't ask for and don't really want. And so I started practicing that very night, and you guys, I am fantastic. I'm really good.
She's the nostril of the Lord.
Yeah. The right nostril.
The right nostril.
Not the left. And so once we wrote this song to accommodate my gift, and so we're going to play it here for you to demonstrate how a nose flute works. Because once we started playing this song out, I had like tens of people coming up to me asking, where can I get a nose flute? And so I did some research, and I found out there's only one place in the United States that you can get nose flutes custom made here, and that is in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, that's relevant. Okay, buy local. And so we ordered 200 nose flutes, and I'm going to tell you, with the solo that you're about to hear, I was able to sell all 200 in about a month.
You went like that.
Yeah, just like that. And so we ordered 500 more. I called my guy. I got a guy now, Ron. And I said, Ron, I'm going to need 500 more of your nose flutes. And he said, you got it. And then and we sold out of them in about 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
2 months. And so I called Ron back and I said, Ron, I'm going to need 1,000 nose flutes. And he said, what are you doing with these? And I said, it doesn't matter, Ron. Just send them to me. And he did. And those arrived to us on March 11th, 2020. So we still do have a couple left. You are interested in buying, an audience of 1,000's worth of nose flutes, we could probably accommodate you at this time.
This song's called I Want to Be Your Monkey Around. Thank you for being here, folks.
I wanna be your monkey around, your monkey around, your monkey around. I wanna be your monkey around, wanna monkey around with you. I wanna be your boo and scooch, your ball and chain, your kiss and boo. I wanna be your monkey around, wanna monkey and a monkey and a monkey around with you. I wanna be your hang around, your get up bag when you're leaving town. I wanna be stuck next to you. I wanna be your Velcro shoe. Woo! I wanna be your monkey around, your monkey around, your monkey around. I wanna be your monkey around, a monkey and a monkey and a monkey around with you. Here. How about that, huh? Getting up takes all you got. I wanna be your coffee pot when the day is next done. I wanna be your only one. I wanna be your monkey around, your monkey around, monkey around. I wanna be your monkey around, wanna monkey around with you. I wanna be your boot scooch, your ball and chain, your kiss and boo. I wanna be your monkey around, wanna monkey and a monkey and a monkey around with you. One more time. Applesauce, mashed potatoes, and pudding too. I'm just mashed bananas for you. I wanna be your monkey around, your monkey around, your monkey around. I wanna be your monkey around, I wanna be your monkey around, your monkey around, your monkey around. I wanna be your monkey around, monkey around with you.
folks, we are the Rough and Tumble. We'll be right back. All right, y'all ready for a second set? Well, it is wonderful to be here with you this chilly evening. It's nippy.
Are you complaining?
No, I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving this.
I said to Deborah that it's nice to be cold, and she said it is not cold. Which is a totally fair response from somebody in Ohio.
In Ohio. Did you walk with the Lord in the garden? Did you walk with the Lord in the dew of the morning? When you were young, did you play in the sun? Sing with birds and be swift in your run? For all that you did and did not, was it not for the love of God? Did you sing to the Lord in the church? Did you sing to the Lord till your vocal cords hurt? Did the pipe organ swell? Did the old preacher yell? Did you know every sign on the long road to hell? For all that you would and would not, was it not for the love of God? Did you fight for the Lord with your gun? Did you fight for the Lord and for kingdom come? Did you show them the way with your bullet spray? Was truth in your heart when you scattered the pot? Was it life that you gave when you took things away? Your Savior bleed like this chaff and this wheat. Was it not for the love of God? Jump right on in there, I guess.
Do you need Puddle to move? Because she's dangerously close to turning off your pedal.
You know, no, she's okay.
Okay.
She's okay. I would never make her.
I would never make her move either. I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah. No, I've shared a bed with you and Puddle too many times to know that you would make her move.
All right, well, we're learning a lot about each other tonight, aren't we? We're gonna play another song from that new record. This this song, it's not just about my family. We also decided to air all of our dirty laundry as well.
Yeah.
The song's called Painter's Sorrow. We were playing a show in Michigan a few years back. I know we talk about Michigan a lot, and it's not because we have any sort of allegiance. I just need you to know that. But we were playing a show up there, and after our set during that festival, this woman came out of her tent and she said, "Oh man, I really enjoyed you guys." And we said, "Thanks so much." And then she goes, "Do you want to have your tarot read?" And we said, "No." And she said, "Great, come on in." And so we did follow her because we're extremely polite. And we sat down and she read mine, and it was, I don't know, something like, Aries, you have death and destruction in your future, which is pretty accurate on a day-to-day basis for me anyway.
Normal stuff for
normal stuff. But then she got to Scott's cards and she goes, "Oh, this is great." And he's like, "What is it?" And she said, "You're going to meet the love of your life, and she's going to be much younger than you." And he says, "Oh, could you read that again?"
I said it exactly like that.
And she said, "No, the cards, they're true. They're accurate every time." And he goes, "Well, I've already met the love of my life." And she goes, "Who is it?"
He said it's her. You just read her tarot cards, the death and destruction.
Yeah.
Whole death and destruction.
And she goes, "Does she know that?" And so Scott says, "Well, I really hope so, because we just got married a couple months ago." And so we walked away from there, and we definitely didn't fight about that for a few days. And then a few months later, we were having a different kind of loud conversation. And it was just kind of, I'm not going to name any names here because, I'm trying to protect our privacy as well. But some people in this relationship really have a hard time staying in the present moment. Like, maybe he feels like he needs to visit the past or the future a lot instead of being right here. And it can be very stressful for, like, me. And so...
Thanks for protecting our privacy. Thanks for not naming names.
Of course, Scott. Anything for you. And so we were having this argument, conversation, and it was going nowhere. And so I decided this would be a really great time, not only to bring up those tarot cards again, but also to talk about a flower that I had just read about. I don't know if you've ever been in the middle of an conversation, and decided that you were going to bring up this flower that you just read about, but I can tell you, it works, right, Scott?
Oh, it works. Sure does something.
And so there's this flower. It's called the Painter's Sorrow, and it's called such because all these artists have tried to capture it. But when you look at it, it's beautiful. But if the light changes just a tiny, tiny bit, it totally changes the flower. So if you're ever trying to capture it fully, you must remain constantly in the present moment, which sounds very frustrating. Like another thing I know about called marriage. And so we decided to put aside our feelings of maybe displeasure and write this song.
Yeah. It's called Painter's Sorrow. And it's about saying to hell with the tarot cards.
One, two, three, four.
Maybe it's an ancient echo, the moving of the blood. How long? How long? How long? How long? And you've been saying you wish it was before. Maybe last November when I lost my temper, 'cause you always need more. You miss it by an eyelash, or it's behind another door. How long? How long? How long? Colors are starting to run. Let me get closer and wanna get closer to you.
tarot cards. She said all you're waiting would bring reward of a pretty young thing along. Why did we act like strangers and pretend we weren't in love? How long, how long, how long, how long? How long, how long, how long, how long? Why is the light never right in this room? Colors are starting to run. Let me get closer and wanna get closer, and we are a painter's sorrow on a pale afternoon. Wanna get closer and wanna get closer to you. Now for all the blue and white that falls in North New England, can we paint what we don't know? Why is the light never right in this room? Wanna get closer, yeah. Why is the light never right in this room? Colors are starting to run. Wanna get closer, wanna get closer, and we are a painter's sorrow on a pale afternoon. Wanna get closer, wanna get closer to you. Yeah, I wanna get closer to you. All right. If you'll note, in that song, when we wrote it, I put in that line. She said, "All you're waiting would bring reward of a pretty young thing along." And if you note, Scott does not sing harmony on that part.
I do not
He doesn't
sing
even
harmony.
touch that line.
I will not sing harmony on that part
He sang
anymore.
it anymore. Correct. Sang it once, and I said, "No, not your thing."
Slip that one out there, buddy.
All right. Well, we kind of had a weird 2020. I don't know about you guys, but ours was a little off. And when everything kind of came down, we were so fortunate. We had a lot of fans and friends reach out to us and say, "Are you okay?" which sometimes they do anyway, which is also very nice. But during a pandemic, it really meant a lot. And then they started doing this incredible thing where they said, "Can we pay you to write a song for us?" And we said yes, because we didn't know, when that 14 days was going to be over. And so this is one of the first songs we wrote. We ended up compiling all of these commission songs and putting them on an online album that we called Everything Goes Viral But My Band, which hasn't aged well as a joke, but well, we all have regrets in life.
I hear a few cautious laughs.
That's fair. Caution is key. So this is one of the first songs we were commissioned to write. It's called "These Three Pines." It's some friends up in Fort Collins, Colorado, who have this wonderful house concert series, and we had just played it before everything came crashing down, and so we will never play it again. And so we, but they have these dogs and that we love, and they love their dogs, and they had just lost one, and so. And they have these three pines that the dogs are buried under that they like to sit under and just be. And so we thought that was a really wonderful thing. So we wrote this song about all those good dogs.
Yeah. Of which there are plenty here tonight. So tonight we're gonna dedicate this to all those river dogs and
All those good river dogs.
yeah, especially to Nelson over there.
I can sit here wondering where you came from. You can wonder how I've been. Oh, from root to rise as clear as Oklahoma skies. I know everyone's a good dog under these three pines. hardly make up reasons why we're here. I don't need to seek out signs or the alibi and by to know everyone's a good dog under these three pines. Chasing a dream or chasing a rabbit, I don't care what it is, I'm just happy to have it. I've been chasing mountains from the prairies, I've been humming songs that I don't know. When I catch the quiet of the noise you let be, I know everyone's a good dog under these three pines. Everybody's a good dog. Everybody's a good dog. Everybody's a good dog. Everybody's a good dog.
All right, here's another one off of that Pandemic album. This is called "You Are That Friend to Me." We just put it out. You can find it on our Bandcamp page, and anyway, it's a lot of fun. So, I mean, as fun as Pandemic albums go, you know.
Really sold it there. Yeah.
I got a friend who everybody wants to be. When I was down, you picked me up, yeah, you were that friend to me. Sometimes it's like living in a house of cards. On a day when the wind blows so strong, I get scattered, I get turned upside down. Just give me right back up, back where I belong. I got a friend who everybody wants to be. When I was down, you picked me up, yeah, you were that friend to me. Pushing down on me. You're like a party on the 4th of July. You always told me, don't look up, don't look up. If you would have missed that fire in the sky. To me. Yeah, we'll do one more song from that Pandemic album.
You call it pandemic?
I called it a pandemic.
In front of everyone?
I usually it's just between you and me. But, this song is called "Hard Times," and we got a lot of song commissions from people that we didn't know, and one of those people was this woman down in Florida, and she was a single mother, and she is a nurse, and her daughter is what, 12?
I think she was 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
And and she said, I want to commission a song for my daughter. You know, she's really scared. You know, because I'm going to work every day during the midst of this crisis.
Yeah, so we said, okay, yeah, so you want us to write a song about how, like, everything's going to be okay. And she said, no, my daughter's very intelligent, and she knows better than that. And we said, oh, okay, so what kind of song are you looking for? And she said, I'm looking for a song to let her know that everything is not okay. And so the feelings that she's having of fear and anger and despair are completely normal, and it's okay to have those feelings. Which, we're folk singers, so we don't really like to think about our feelings too much, you know? Just kidding. No, but we just thought that was such a wonderful thing to be told, and something that we wish we were told more often. And so this song is called Hard Times, and it is about feeling those things that are appropriate and sometimes inappropriate, and that is also okay. Never good at telling lies. I'm as certain of what's next as I am the color of your eyes. And in the morning with goodbye, I can't promise I'll stay safe, but I can say that I will try. No one's asking for a brave face. Stiff upper lip and don't you cry, 'cause these are hard times, the top of hard times. Nobody's scared when everything is alright, when you're coming around on the bottom line. It's just you and me. Oh, kid, I'm gonna try. Didn't I see you all alone in the middle of the stage after your friends had all gone home? You didn't shake a single note. Oh, but even if you did, you never wanted to let it show. No one's asking for a brave face. You're not standing on your own, 'cause these are hard times, top of hard times. Don't go faking brave when everything ain't alright, when you're coming around on the bottom line. It's just you and me. Oh, kid, you gotta try. You gotta try. Air is thinning all around. Oh, but kid, you know the drill. Just don't look down, 'cause these are hard times. Hard times. These are hard times, tough, hard times. Life ain't a game, but we're playing it alright. When you're coming around on the bottom line, it's just you and me. You and me. Oh, it's you and me. Oh, kid, we're gonna try.
Thank you so much, folks.
All right. Well, we have a few songs left, but
I like that you keep counting it down. You're like,
We have like 5 songs.
five songs.
Now we have 4. Now we have 3.
Now we have 3.
Yeah, it's just, we don't want, there's a lot of uncertainty out there, and we want to give you exactly what we say we're going to give you. So we're just trying to help you out, you know?
That's right.
Keep
There will
you
be-
steady.
We will not vary once. I think we've put out 3 albums since we last were here. I think we were here in 2018. Actually opened up for Dave over here and his band. And yeah. Let's give Dave a round of applause. That's his shooting video tonight. And I don't think we were playing any of these songs yet. And but we put out an album called Howling Back at the Wounded Dog. And well, this song is on it, and it's called Howl at the Moon. And we were going through a difficult year. This was back in 2018, so
We didn't understand what difficult was yet.
but,
Very melodramatic looking back on it.
yeah, especially when I tell you this next part. We started just howling. Like we'd be driving along, and just very instinctually, one of us would like.
Very pitiful. But it alleviated stress. Like it did this. It made us feel a lot better. Our dogs hated it though. Tuttle hated it for sure. But we started howling, and we just kept going with it. And then the more we howled, the more we realized we felt better. The more people started reaching out to us because we were howling at them. So, but then we looked it up, and we found out that that wolves in the wild, they also howl to alleviate stress. They also do it to find their pack. And they sometimes do it just to harmonize, and we thought that was pretty amazing. And so we're going to make an effort to play this song called "Howl at the Moon" to alleviate stress, find our pack, and maybe harmonize if we have any luck.
Yeah.
But feel free to howl along if you feel so inclined. I don't know if you have had any stress in your life recently at all, but even if you hadn't, it's just downright fun. Sorry, everyone. You'd think because it's half banjo, half ukulele that it would stay perfectly in tune at all times, but that's just not the case. Just a little banjo joke. Let's howl at the moon, howl at the moon, don't you want to? Why stop at the moon? Let's throw in the sun and stars and planets and the clear blue too. Maybe wild dogs could keep us from the path we picked to go at all along. So what if we can't beat them? Who said we needed roads to go back home? Start moving soon. Start moving soon. Don't you want to? Start moving soon. We'll check the streams and breathe the wind to find our food. Tame dogs have kept us from doing what it is we want to do. There's not a law that can keep us hooked up, being wild and free. and a road that will lead me home. Go and build your home by the ocean or beneath the white pine trees. May your soul grass blow free and your lilacs be sweet, and spare a wandering thought from me. You, and someday I'll be there too. It's a home that's made of red clay and the changing of the moon. Go and build your home in the mountain, dreaming down the roiling sea. May your soul grass grow free and your lilacs be sweet, and spare a wandering thought from me. Or beneath the white pine tree. May your soul grass blow free and your lilacs be sweet.
Thanks so much, folks. Hey, let's keep that round of applause going for Terry and for Deborah. Thank you so much. This is a very special place. Thank you so much for having us back and for inviting all of us here. That is very special. And thank you to all of you who came out this evening, and for those of you who did what was necessary for live music to come back. That just means so much to us. So thank you.
I wonder if next time we come here, if we're just going to be in the middle of the woods. Way back there. Bring your own machete to cut your way back.
It'll be great.
All right, for those of you keeping track at home, we have one song left, okay? So we're going to play you this song, and then this is a song we're released. Was that a No Please Don't, or is that... No! That wasn't on my scorecard. So this song is one that we're going to be releasing here on October 1st.
October 1st, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Maybe the 2nd, who knows?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the 1st.
Okay,
we can talk about this later, Scott. I'm just kidding. We don't talk off the stage. It's how we keep our marriage fresh.
This is it.
After we get off stage, it's just complete silence until the next show.
Somebody really liked that one.
Anyway, we're going to be releasing this song on October 1st, as far as we know. It's a song all about, just building a bigger table so that everyone can fit. So it's called Make a Way. Not gonna lose, but not having the answer. Not gonna miss your one shot by taking a chance. No, can't hit the button.
toe. You still got 9. Lose every finger, you can have mine. It won't be easy, it can be kind, make a way. I'm gonna lose, but not having the answer. Not gonna miss your one shot by taking a chance. No, and at the bottom, if you level away, make a straight and narrow, don't offer much shade. Road to hell's the same as hell, just unpaid. Oh, baby, pretty, but it sure is brave to make a way. Not gonna lose, but not having the answer. Not gonna miss your one shot by taking a chance. No, and at the bottom, if you level away, make a way. Not gonna lose, but not having the answer. Not gonna miss your one shot by taking a chance. No, no, and at the bottom, level away, make a way. We can go together. Are you coming my way? Make a
One more for the road.
Would you like to hear one more song?
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do it after this song again.
It's the Cleveland.
That's right.
It's Cleveland.
This is the capital rock. Well, all right. Oh, sorry. So who am I
Thank you so much. It really, you could have just looked at us funny and we would have taken an encore. So, we're just so desperate to be out here again. Oh, this is so cute. But this is our last song because Puddle hasn't had dinner yet, and you can see that she's getting upset.
Even if we say please.
All right, we're gonna then we'll close out with an old traditional tune called "Little Birdie."
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so sorry, Scott.
Yeah, no, it's cool, it's cool.
This is why we don't talk anymore but
I
the
know,
stage.
yeah, if only we talked before. Yes, this is a traditional tune called Little Birdie.
We've been over this already.
Sorry, hold on a second.
Little birdie, little birdie, won't you come sing me a song?
safely home. We will see you next time. Thank you.